The changes in the Big Beautiful Bill are the largest changes the solar industry has experienced in more than 20 years. Here at Solar Insure, we work with hundreds of installers across the entire United States, and it gives us a really unique front row perspective to see how market leaders adapt their businesses and adapt and shift when change happens. And the pattern is clear. While some people pause, freeze, wait for clarity that never really comes, some people, the market leaders and successful ones, will reposition their business, adapt, and they'll thrive through it. They'll figure out a way to get there. I want to share with you today some of the top 4 strategies that the most successful providers we work with are using in order to be successful right now as policy shifts are happening and into the future after the changes occur. The number one thing that we see successful solar installers doing is redefining the conversation. And by that, I mean they are the ones who are focused on value selling, not just price selling. But the reality is that price, incentives, credits, payback period, all that has to be a part of the conversation, but it cannot be the whole story. The most successful providers are the people who are leaning into the value, doing the true discovery of what solar and energy stability and risk management really means to a homeowner. By leaning in and finding what that value is, they can focus on the low costs that solar brings to a home and predictability over a 25, 30 plus year term. At their core, what homeowners are really looking for when they're going solar is not just energy savings, but they want predictability and stability. In a world that feels unstable, solar can be that stable arm for them. If you're one of these companies that is only focusing on that price aspect and being the absolute lowest and the payback period being the fastest on this, you're already behind the 8 ball by the companies that are really built for longevity. And longevity cannot be just a sales end. That has to be something that's embraced company-wide from top to bottom. That's leadership, that's sales, that's marketing, that's installation. Every piece of the business has to be laser focused on value and the value that they get by working with you. If a homeowner thinks that the value that your company provides is better than the value that some other company provides, you're going to win 9 times out of 10. The second thing that we see some of those successful solar providers doing is embracing risk as a trust building exercise. What I mean by this is that they're not the ones who are shying away from the conversation of service and what the risks associated with solar are. They have those as transparent, trusting conversations with their homeowners. Homeowners are less concerned about if the solar is going to work on day one as they are, is this going to work on year 1 or year 5, 10, 15 plus? They want to make sure that the investment that they're putting their hard-earned money into actually gives them what you are claiming it's going to. They don't have to worry about what happens if something breaks or what happens if my installer's out of business. Now, we know that self-warranting anymore is not an option. Self-warranties just don't cut it and end up really being more of a risk on the business. So we see a lot of successful providers who are either setting clear expectations around the service that goes into their solar with their homeowners, or they're embracing independent warranties like those of Solar Insure that transfer that risk away from the homeowner and from themselves. In this way, they can really be prepped for the long term in case anything happens and provide additional peace of mind to their homeowners. The third thing that most successful providers are doing is expanding the entire customer lifetime and making sure that their transactions with the customer are not just that transactional one for one. It's really embracing being a trusted value energy provider for them and offering a ton of services, whether that's retrofit batteries, maybe that's electrical upgrades, EV charging, keeping the customers' interactions with you long after just that initial solar PTO is giving them the opportunity to really make sure that they can be a trusted partner for their customers for the long term and offer them any value they may need to down the road. This also means expanding some of the services that they're offering so they can have options for their homeowners. And the fourth thing we see a lot of really successful providers doing is strategically thinking about growth, consolidation, and sustainably growing. That's the most important piece there. They want to sustainably grow. So that means bringing in the right systems so they have proper compliance, proper reporting, nothing that's going to cause issues for them down the road. They want to make sure that while they're trying to scale their business and grab as much as they can, they're doing that in a way that provides for their long-term health, not for taking something over that's going to be too much and potentially risking reputation problems. By bringing in the proper people, the proper tools in order to really set themselves up for success, you can be there when either an investor comes knocking or potentially just trying to grow and move into new areas and doing so in a measured and delicate manner so that your business continues to thrive forever. So is this the time to panic if you're a solar business? No, absolutely not. when we see market shifts happen like the big beautiful bill is doing with the solar tax credit, solar companies typically split into one of two groups: the people who pause and the people who adapt. The people who adapt are by far and away the ones that we see as the most successful solar providers, and the ones who come through times like this is not only the ones who are surviving, but they're excelling. Thanks for watching so much. If you learned something, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out all of our resources that I'll put down in the video description here at Solar Insure. We are here to help you through this and help you capture that market share and make sure that you thrive into 2026 and beyond. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you in the next one.